take into account that great love and great achievements involve great risk. So if you can imagine, I'm talking about risk. So going back to where you guys are right now, wasn't too long ago, I mean it was 3 years, that's a long, right? Not old, right? So I remember in April of 2011 getting my acceptance letter. I remember walking into my dining room, sitting down at the table, and my mom said that I had a package from Bridgewater. And thinking to myself, yes, the big packet, I got it. That was the first thing checked off. Next, I was rifling through the packet, and I noticed that there was a survey for roommates, and asked if I wanted to live with people I already knew. So I thought about it, and there were a few of my friends that were coming to Bridgewater, and I could have been safe and lived with them in Shadurian or wherever we were placed. But I decided I wanted to take a risk. I wanted to live with people I didn't know, and I wanted to live in a learning community. So I signed up for the Math and Science Learning Community. I was a biology major back then. And I was placed with 3 different girls. It was Sophie, Sonia, and Danica. And I remember immediately going on Facebook, and you guys are all going to do it, I know you are, to creep on them a little bit and see what they were about. I remember looking at their pages and thinking, I am nothing like these people, why was I placed with them? So the first day on moved into Woodward Hall, into the learning community, and I met these girls, and we instantly had so many topics to cover and so many things to talk about, and just kind of became great friends by the end of the year. But during those first couple weeks, being friends with my roommates was great and everything. You should definitely be friends with your roommate. But I wanted to make more friends and get a little bit more outside my comfort zone. So I went to an activity called Playfair, which you guys will all get an experience to go to in the fall semester. And I met 2 different people, my friend Autumn and Pat, who I'm still friends with today. And I found out that they lived in my building. So we all went back to Woodward, and we ran around, and we knocked on people's doors, and we tried to get people out of their rooms to play apples to apples. And yes, apples to apples was cool back then. Not really, though, I'm afraid. So we were playing apples to apples with a group of friends and a few more people that lived in our building. We did that for the night, and then that next week, we watched movies, we hung out, we just, you know what I mean, we're first-year college students just hanging out, doing our thing. And I remember thinking all of us wanted to make a bigger impact. We wanted to make a difference and make our campus a better place. So we decided to start this club, Students for Sustainability. So what this club did was we wanted to go around and help students express what they wanted to see on campus for our campus to become more sustainable. So for a while, I was really interested, well, I'm still really interested in it. I was really interested, put my all into it. We started it up and got it recognized by the Office of Student Involvement and Leadership. But I remember thinking to myself, there was still something more I needed to do. I was a tour guide at the time. I remember walking in front of the Office of Student Involvement and Leadership, the office with the big glass windows all across it, and not really knowing what they did, but talking a lot about it. So I decided to go to a program that I just mentioned to some of the students that were thinking of coming here in the fall. And I remember talking about an Italian night, so I went to it, and there were people eating pasta and watching movies, doing trivia, and just learning a lot about the culture. So I really enjoyed that and wanted to know more about it. So I went over to these 2 girls standing in the corner, and they had this huge poster with people like posing like this on it, and I remember thinking, I'm kind of weird, I want to be that person posing on that thing. So I went to the first meeting, which was on a Tuesday night in the council chambers at 5 o'clock. I do not remember, I didn't know where the council chambers was, I didn't know anything about what PC was, so I decided to just show up. Walking into the RCC, I was thinking, what am I doing? No one there is going to know who I am or like me. I'm not going to fit in. But the moment that my foot hit the carpet, I had people just swarming me, asking me who I was, if I was joining program council, if I wanted to sit with them during the meeting. I remember feeling how accepted in that moment I felt and wanting to make sure that other students felt that way. So I decided to join. Throughout the year, we had events like Homecoming, which is 4 days of pageants and parades and football games where alumni and current students kind of get to know each other and hang out and just have a great time and be proud to be there. Another thing we did was open mic nights. So I fell in love with these. They were so beautiful because performers got to get up there and share their souls. They shared poetry and music and really just express themselves, and it was such an opening and welcoming community. But I still remember feeling like there was something else I could do. There was something more to being involved here. So I decided to apply to be an RN. The application process I did last minute. I was rushing through it. I sent it in. I was like, I'm probably not going to get this, but why not? Let's take a shot. So a couple days later, after I'd sent it in, I got a reply back saying, you've made it through the first round of the process, and we want you to come back for a thing called group process. Now what that is, I had no idea at the time. I was thinking to myself, what did I get myself into? I walked into Mobley, and I just I had no idea what to expect. And I was thinking one of two things. I can be really quiet, not engage in what they're doing, and just sit there. Or I can be super awkward, loud, energetic, and just do my thing. So guess what I did? I embraced the awkward, and I got that job. I was in Shea Hall for my first year with this wonderful staff. We had 750 residents in there, which was much different than Woodward, where I was used to with 250. But throughout this experience, I got to help over 750 residents with issues, make a difference in their lives. I got to plan programs that helped educate them on things they may not have known about otherwise. And I just remember it making such a huge impact in my life. But there was still more I wanted to do. So I went back to program council, which I was still in, but I want to take a bigger leadership role in it. So my friends were party, so sorry. Actually, just kidding, I'm so sorry. Sorry. I was a biology major at the time, like I had said before. I knew I had a passion for helping people, but wasn't quite sure if that was the right place for me. All my friends at the time were science majors. They were in chemistry, biology, physics, things along those lines, and that's how I fit in with them. That's how I related. But I wasn't happy there anymore. The classes didn't interest me, and I just felt like I was falling behind. So with that said, I went to my advisor and I talked to her, and I just went through different options of what I could do. And I remember her suggesting, what about psychology? So I signed up for a psychology class not knowing anything about it, not ever have taken one before, and fell in love with it. It was a chance where I could go into a field that I could help people and accomplish that goal that I had set out before. So back to program council. So I decided to apply to be the Bean Chair, which was Bridgewater Entertainment at Night, which was that scene I had showed you before of all the people sitting there expressing themselves to a group of people. Thinking that I really wanted to do major weeks, but I wasn't good enough to do that. So I ended up getting a letter a few weeks later from them saying that they wanted me to do major weeks. And I took it after a few days of convincing from other people around me. So all these events up here, there's about 15. I planned all of these. I did every single one of them with my group and program council, who are amazing. But if I didn't take that risk and apply for a position at all, I wouldn't have been able to say that I did that. Going back again. So after I did Spring Fest, which was one of my weeks, I decided that I wanted to take a larger role. Now in high school, I wasn't the type of person that would have ran for president. I was more of a person who would run for a vice president role or a secretary treasurer. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I really wanted to be president. I just wasn't confident enough and didn't think I could do it, or that people believed in me enough to actually be a president. So I walked into that room and I sat down where they were interviewing me for my presidency. I left thinking, all right, I did okay, but let's see what they think. A couple days later, I got an email, and it said that, congratulations, you've been selected to be Program Council's new president. It was an amazing opportunity for me, and I was so excited to take it. So I'm going to leave you guys with 3 things. First of all, in the end, we only regret the chances we didn't take. So make sure to take those risks. Take those chances that you don't think you can take. Take every risk and drop every fear. The only thing standing in your way is yourself. Don't be afraid to go for the things you want or think that you can't do anything, because you can. And last but not least, because I'm a little bit of a Harry Potter nerd, what is life without a little risk? So incoming BSU students, I ask you, sit next to that person at lunch that you don't know. Go up to that person in class that you've wanted to talk to for a week but just been too shy to do it. And make sure to get involved, because your time here at BSU will be better for it. Thank you.